The Imperial Knight is a 36-foot tall, adamantium, demon-slaying walking piece of artillery from Warhammer 40k. And like everything else from this universe, it is big. And for my final video of the month, I finally built one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is my Imperial Knight from Warhammer 40k, and this is my final video of my Warhammer month that I've been doing this year, or this month, sorry. So far, I've done a Space Marine, of course, which is what was at the beginning of this video, and I then built a Orc, and then a Necron, a tripod Necron to be specific. So if you haven't seen those and you want to build some sort of Warhammer 40k MOC that has anything to do with any of those three factions, then I would recommend them because I think that those are fairly helpful as far as things to have in mind while building those sorts of things. So in this case, I have a Imperial Knight, which is a giant mech suit made of adamantium, which is the same material as Wolverine's claws. I don't know how that bridging of metal works between the two franchises, but whatever. In any case, made of adamantium that is used and commissioned by the Imperium of Man. It's driven by a single operator who is psychically fused to the mech, and I outfitted mine with a chainsword, as you can see, and a giant 6-barrel Gatling gun. So I'll go ahead and start with the bottom and start working up as far as what everything is. So here are the legs and feet. As an idea of scale, this is a Space Marine. This is full minifigure scale, and it comes in at about 36 feet tall, with minifigures, of course. Not with regular people. It's about a foot tall or so. I didn't measure it. Anyway, so of course the feet are these kind of quadrupedal things, kind of like an AT-AT, which I think this thing could totally take out an AT-AT. Not sure about a Scarab from Halo, though. I don't know. I'll think about that later. Anyway, so the rest of the leg is covered in different pistons and such that I guess just articulate the feet and everything. The way that I built this is I built the entire skeleton before I even started on the armor. So as I move up, you'll see a lot of, not really a ton of internal workings, but there were a lot of internal workings, and that's how I started off with this. So here's the kneecap plates here. That's just connected to a hinge to the thigh. Thigh plate is a lot smaller than this plate. This is a big curved sort of thing that I used with one of those Technic pieces. Moving to the hips, just use some of those types of joint connections. I find those hilarious every time you come in front of them in a Lego manual because they always say click, click. Anyway, moving up, there are some sort of things built on the sides of the hips there, and then some skeletal workings. Turn the angle like that, and then a larger armor plate that goes there. Of course, you could totally connect some sort of like scroll-looking thing, sticker or something there, as a lot of pictures show them with. And then moving up from there, we have the shoulders, which this is all kind of one thing built out of wall pieces and such that I connected to the top with a hinge. But on one side it has a shield, and on the other side it has a ball and socket cannon, so I'll show you how that works in a moment. But in the middle is the head, and those are all directly connected to the skeleton. They're not actually planted onto this, so this is actually a piece in between the actual skeleton and the outer pieces. So I'm always a little bit careful holding this thing because it's kind of, because of the way that the legs are built, it's a little bit unstable. Not because the legs are built particularly unstably, but just because it's so heavy at the top because of all this armor plating. But in any case, here's the ball and socket cannon. It can move, has a very wide range of movement. I built this with a, I don't know what you really call those, but it's kind of just a Technic system moving all the way through it. And then this is a larger socket joint that's connected to a different type of ball, but not the 2x2 ball joint, obviously. And then that whole thing is just all linked together to form one moving thing. Moving to the side now, I'll show the arms, and then we'll go to the back and then the top. So here's the chainsword arm. both of these have a decent range of movement. They can move like this, and then they can also move forward and back. I'll show you that connection in a bit. It has a small range of movement like this, so that it's better for posing and everything. And then this is just cheese slopes built up around a Technic, I don't know what you call them, a Technic wall piece, basically. That basically just, it's a wall piece that has a whole bunch of little Technic holes in them, and then I just connected a whole bunch of Technic half pins into it alternately, and then connected those things to the outside. This is the main motor, which I have on both sides, and then here's all the fun shaping back here, which that was a lot of reference images. This took me like an hour or two to make, just because it's such weird shapes and angles, but I did my best to try to convey that. And then this is a piston, and of course this, you can slide this out more and then freeze it in an angle that's like a bit farther up or something if you wanted to. Which you can do that with the legs as well, since that's the same type of piece here and here. So that's fun with, I guess, posability and everything. And then moving to the other side, I have a giant Gatling gun, which is fun. So for this, it's basically a complex of different things connected through and through with Technic, basically. So this is basically just a wheel with a golden cap. I wish there was some sort of like stud piece that had a skull on it, because that would be everywhere on this. Like this is supposed to be like a skull or something, but it doesn't really work because there's not really a piece that can convey that better. In any case, so I have these sorts of pistons. These are on a lot of ATSTs on their feet to hold it together and everything, but I just use it as a piston here. These are probably like energy cells or something, and then of course you have the barrel, which is just a ton of Technic. These are actually the 6 stud shooter launchers, and just Technic, putting them all through. And then these are just some regular studs here. Those are handy because you can put a donut stud on the end. I meant a 1x2 round, sorry, not a stud. But you can put a donut stud on the end, and then add like different blast effect type pieces to that, which is super fun. And then this is kind of just a shield with some golden detailing around the sides, but these, you don't need a shield there. Strategically speaking, I don't know why they're built with that there, but it is there. So that's interesting. In any case, moving up now to the main armor hole. So on the top here, this is just different, basically plates built flat for this part here, and then I had a hinge going down for the pieces in the back. I'll move to the back in a bit. And then I have just other pieces hinging down this way, and then that hinges down to this. And then this is, I'll show you more of the Technic system on the inside, but that I put at an angle. This should be at an angle too, but it didn't really work out with the way that I was building it. But this, the gray ones are at an angle. So that's how I put all that together. And then these are kind of just those smokestack looking things that are coming out of the back. So next I'll spin it around and show all the detailing on the back, because I always do stuff with the back, as you can see with that. So moving on to that now. Okay, well, starting off the top here, you can see those smokestacks again, and then this is just different angling systems, curving a canted piece up and around somewhat smoothly, not completely though. Moving down though, we have these main, I don't know if these are exhaust ports or what they are. If you look at pictures of Imperial Knights, they're obviously there. And then this is another cylindrical unit that's coming out of the back here, and then another one that's going perpendicular to that on the bottom, which I have, you can't make it a perfect circle and everything. There are some pieces that I would use if I had them, but I just don't really have those pieces, but that would be, it's a cylindrical tankish type of piece that can go that way and has stud connections on the bottom. And then down here, it's just another units that goes down there. If I had them, I would connect a ton of different hoses and stuff between these, because throughout the entire thing there are all these weird connections and hoses, but I don't really have pieces for that. So I'm going to move back on top and then show some of the skeletal remains inside. So here's the top and the inside. Of course, you can see the driver right there. This is a Shadow Trooper, Imperial Shadow Trooper, just without the helmet. The pilots vary so much in how they look. I just didn't have very good pieces for that, so it's kind of a mix between a filler and it sort of works with what they actually look like. There is a particular Nindroid piece that is a hair piece, and then it has a cybernetic eye that goes over the other eye. That would be really good for this, but I don't have one of those. In any case, that's from Ninjago. In any case, so these pins there connect to this whole system here that basically connects to these pieces, and this is what lets them angle this Technic piece here. And then it also connects to the main plate here, which hinges into these arched pieces there. And then I just connected this whole thing through with a Technic rod and then secured it on each end, which also controls the amount of tilt that those side panels can have. As you can see again, this shield is connected to the main frame and skeleton, and then the arms are also connected to the main frame, obviously, because I need to be strong. Which this is a rotating, it's a, I guess, 4x4 turntable, which is, it's one of the wider ones, and so it clicks and lets it keep its place, and then that's connected to some other, with some headlight bricks and stuff, to another 1x4 Technic brick, which connects to these, which connects to a 1x2 Technic brick, which is the base of the rest of the arm going down. So that's how that whole thing is put together. And then, yeah, so closing stuffs. I take that back. This is what delayed me. I filmed this video on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, unfortunately. I was a day late because I couldn't finish this. And I ended up, basically, this is literally almost completely built from a Star Wars AAT, the droid tank. So you can probably see where a lot of the pieces on that thing usually are. This is usually on the front. These are the big plates on the bottom. These are on the sides. All that is mostly built from that. There are a few pieces that are not. Okay, so sorry this was out a day late. As I said, issues with the shoulders, couldn't finish those yet. In any case, though, closing thoughts and everything. This was fun. This was super rushed, and it had a ton of late nights building it to get it out on time. So I still got it late by a day, but you're welcome. Next month, I don't know what theme I'll be doing yet, but I'll hopefully have another video out next week, so that'll be fun. Right, yes, more stress. Okay, now then, anyway, I hope this was helpful to anyone trying to build it. Big recommendations: build the skeleton first, build it strong, and build it sturdy, because this thing is ridiculously top heavy because it's a ton of armor plating. Anyway, yeah, so with that, that'll be all. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more fun stuff like this. This thing is like half the size of my biggest MOC on this channel, which is my Slave 1, which is over there. So if you have not seen that, go watch the completed video of that, because it went through a lot of different phases. But there is a video of how it is now, which is so much more refined than it used to be. So go watch that. It was awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Please do like and subscribe. I'm still really trying to grow this channel, and it's kind of stagnated a little bit because I waited so long on videos and all that stuff. But hopefully I'll be able to produce more faster. So in the comments, I'm doing a thing where I'll do 3 themes, one for each week of the month, and then, one theme. I'll do 3 small things for the first 3 weeks of the month, and then I'll do a large thing for the last week of the month. That's what this was. This was the large thing. So if you want to see more fun stuff like this, put it in the comments what themes that you want me to do next month. In any case, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the future.